Let's have a discussion, shall we? This is going to be a conversation about, well, your mother. Now, your mother, well, she's complicated, and that's why you are too. See, your mother, well, you know, she enjoys herself. Your mother has a lot of different thoughts going on at one time. And well, you cross your mother's brain, but only in a kind of primal protective kind of way. Like, I gotta take care of you when you're younger, so you can grow up to be older than me, grow up to be better than me, grow up to excel. You see, most mothers want the best for their children. There are some exceptions, but there's exceptions to everything, baby. So, don't focus on the exceptions. Focus on the norms. We'll get to the exceptions in a moment. Because there might not be exceptions to the norm. There might be more norms to the exception. You see, the mother wants to protect the babies. She always does. She gave birth to them, so she definitely wants to protect them. And she knows, or she can sense, or she's aware when she can protect her young ones and when she can't. And see, that's what they really don't tell you. It's that instinctive ability. So you can't carry something inside of you for 9 months and not know instinctively if this is going to have a chance to thrive, survive, or meet a horrible demise. You know, you never can be certain. So sometimes when you're the carrier and you're like, I want the best, sometimes you get notions that you think are at that time very protective and with good intentions. But thereafter the fact, you realize maybe they weren't the best of choices. But we've all been there. We've all made some poor choices in our life. Some of us continue to make those poor choices. Others, well, we learn from our mistakes. But mothers, they want the best. And what complicates a lot of things, well, it's the dad, believe it or not. See, dads don't really have any attachment to babies. And they're going to have to grow into the whole bonding after it's already shown itself or been delivered. So dads can kind of tend to scurry away from the whole emotional side of the caregiving. And you know, they ought to be reflective in our society. They ought to be a harder burden to bear for just kind of being there, being present. That comes from accountability and responsibility, which are two things in our society that we lack. And we ought to get those two things to be on the uptrend again. Well, mothers, they're complicated. Let's take a girl. You have a baby girl. She wants to be reflective of her mother. She's also jealous of another woman. because she knows instinctively that she's going to be a mother one day. She wants to outdo another woman at her job. She wants to be a better mother. It's a competitive nature built internally inside of her. Okay? And so there's nothing wrong with that. Because men have competition as well as women. And you can't say it's good for the goose but bad for the gander. And vice versa. You have to just acknowledge it and you have to move on. Because that's what we have to do with big ideas. We have to acknowledge that they exist and we have to innovate, activate, and move on. And then, suppose you have a baby boy. Now he grows up. Oh, well. Maybe he's a nerd. Likes the books. You know? Maybe he's an athlete. Big, strong bodybuilder. Can muscle his way past anything. Can break walls. You know? He's one for being the perfect gladiator. Suppose he's just a regular old average dude. Well, he's still a guy. Either way you cut it, he's a man. He's a boy at one time, a teen, and now a man. Now, here's the kicker. He too is reflective of his mother. You know, most of the time, if he's heterosexual, he'll look for someone just like his mother. You know, and so, mothers, we come out of them, and then we go back inside of them. So, you gotta keep these things in mind. And you gotta reference the womb before you. Mothers. There ought to be more than just one day for a mother. We ought to have multiple days for the mothers. It's an honorable and noble task. One that only the female body can bear on this planet, as we know it. We ought to be happy for the divine femininity. Mothers. We ought to say thank you to our mothers more. Because without the mama bear, the mother hen, or the mother, none of us would be here. Maybe some of us don't want to be here anymore. That's a different story. We ought to say thank you to our mothers. And we ought to say, let's have more.